If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made up of.
That may not be good English, but it makes good sense.
En cada esquina.
According to research conducted by Harvard University, the average lifespan of a person born in the United States is 76.4 years, which is approximately 2.4 billion seconds or 669,264 hours. That number can be reduced down to 446,176 hours if you sleep 8 hours a day. This means that you have 446,176 hours of your life where you can actively be doing something. And if you sleep 7 hours a day, that number rises back up to 474,062 hours. That might not seem like a huge change, but that's actually 3.18 years of activity you just added onto your time just by waking up an hour earlier. The average school in the United States has 6 hours and 40 minutes of learning required per day and 180 school days per year. This adds up to roughly around 1,195 hours of learning a year. In perspective, you have 5,840 active hours a year, assuming that you get 8 hours of sleep every day. If you take away the time you dedicate to school, that leaves you with 4,645 active hours per year outside of school. Now, 4,645 hours doesn't seem like a lot when you put it into numbers and write it down like this, but let me put that into perspective for you. If you work out for an hour every day for a year, that's 365 hours of working out. That's only a tiny portion of the 4,645 hours that you have. If you consistently work out an hour a day for a year, you'll be jacked, way more healthy, and way happier with your body. Another example of just how powerful an hour a day is. Based on research done by the US Foreign Service Institute, if you start out as a complete beginner in Spanish, it would take 480 hours to reach conversational fluency. That means if you dedicated an extra hour a day for a year, you would have 365 hours out of the 480 hours necessary to reach fluency. And the extra 115 hours can be achieved through the 180 days of school if you take a Spanish class. That means you can be both jacked and be fluent in Spanish with 3,915 hours to spare. You aren't limited to just working out and learning languages either. You can become an amateur piano player with just an hour a day for a year with no prior practice or skill. You can also learn the basic foundations of high school calculus in roughly 375 hours, which is just a little bit more than an hour a day. If you want to learn something like computer science, it only takes around 250 hours to fully develop your Python skills to be considered an intermediate programmer. That's less than an hour a day. A D1 athlete practices for 2 hours a day and has 1 hour for rehab and prehab. That's 3 hours a day per year. With 3 hours a day, you can practice just like a D1 athlete. And that time adds up to only around 1,095 hours a year. The thing is that you could do everything I just mentioned before and still have 1,830 active hours left, which averages down to a little more than 5 additional hours a day to do anything else you want. Obviously, we aren't accounting for everything, such as the time it takes to shower after you practice or work out, or eating dinner, or the time it takes to get to school and to get back home. But you get the general point. You have a lot of time and you don't realize how valuable it really is. I'm sure a decent amount of you guys out there think I'm completely bogus because it feels like you don't have that much time and the day just quickly flies by. So where does all that time go? Things like TV, video games, and mindlessly scrolling through TikTok can kill time quicker than you realize. Now, I'm not saying all social media and video games and TV are all bad and you should stop using them. That's not what I mean. We obviously all need some sort of entertainment and a way to connect with the rest of society and have a bit of a rest. What I'm saying is that if you want to use your time to accomplish things, then you're gonna have to cut back on the things that waste time. Teenagers in the United States, ranging from ages 13 to 18, averaged 8 hours and 39 minutes of screen time in 2021. This number didn't include screen time that was used to complete homework or study. All of this was purely recreational screen time. As you can see on this graph, TV, videos, gaming, and social media were the top time consumers with 6.5 hours spent on all three collectively. That's almost as long as the average school day. Just cutting back from these distractions for an hour a day, or just waking up an hour earlier every day can free up so much time. It can help you learn new skills, be healthier, or even help you discover your passion. Time is a beautiful and valuable thing. Like I said before, everyone has 24 hours of time a day. It's just a matter of how you use it. I hope this video inspired you to try something new or helped you realize the importance of your time. Anyways, that's it for now. Thank you to everyone who's watched this far, and I'll see you in the next one.